Girl therapy. Okay. Are we live?
Are we live?
We are live.
We're live with BGT.
Yay.
Oh my.
I feel like you represent the Christian girlies on this show.
I'm crying. I do.
Like, I've had an email that was like, I know we don't have the same, like, viewpoints or something, but they, like, mentioned how they liked you because, like, you do, you know?
I know. I'm like,
we have the same viewpoints.
Yeah.
We just have a different belief system, I guess. We have, like, viewpoints on religion, but we still have, like, the same morals and, like,
of course,
outlook on life.
I'm like a good medium between everyone and Christianity.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, I think with everything, there's always extremists.
Of course.
And, like, I just love that you're not an extremist, you know? So, because those, you know, with every group, there's always going to be a problematic side of things.
Of course. There's so many problematic Christians that I'm the first to say them, and they can be, I'm the first to say Christians can be very embarrassing sometimes.
Yeah.
Even I'm just like, oof. But they are. Some of them are very embarrassing, even pastors. But yeah, I think it's important to be able to. It's a part of me as well, you know.
Yeah, you're not judgmental. I think that's why, like, I love you. We've been friends for. I was thinking about it. I was like, we've been friends for so long. Like, now you're just like, you're my fucking friend.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
this is like you. This is the real deal. This is the real deal because at one point, you know, because we were, you know, we just met. We're like, oh yeah, that's like Jess, like my new friend, like in LA, and now I'm just like, no, this is my sis.
For
this
sure.
Is my girl.
This is family.
I mean, it's been like this for a while,
100%.
but it's just like you need to say it out loud.
Family, we are a
family like a giant tree. Okay, anyways, no one's here for me to sing. Although I do want to do a mixtape.
I heard. Oh yeah, you were the one that told me.
What?
About your mixtape. Oh, you told me about that.
Yeah. I hit up Isaac because I was like, I really want to, like, well, this is not like to publish. This is just a gift.
Publish it.
This is just a gift to my parents. So, Isaac, guys, if you don't know, so backstory to what we're saying for some context. Isaac obviously does music. He, you know, has access to a studio. And so me and my best friend Ria, like, years ago in high school, we would, if you're Filipino, you know this, like, karaoke is like a big deal. Like, karaoke is like a really? Mm-mm. Karaoke is like our time to shine. Like, this is our pop star moment. Like, it's so ingrained in our culture.
I feel like it shouldn't even be called karaoke when y'all do it because y'all are like real singers. Karaoke is for people that can't sing.
Right. But it's like we take it seriously. And me and Ria, like, we do that with, like, our favorite songs, like, growing up. And one of them was This I Promise You by NSYNC. And, like, we have, like, specific verses for each person. This person does an ad lib. This person sings this. Like, it's very, like, we, like, structured it. And we have this video out, like, on YouTube back when we were in high school. And, I mean, I was, like, 100 pounds lighter. But it was so small. But we were, like, singing it. And our parents, like, both of our parents eat that shit up. Like, they still play it till this day. And be like, and every time I do karaoke, like, do this, I promise you, like, please. Like, they want us to sing it. So it's like a thing. So I asked Isaac to, like, I was like, can we record this song for our parents? And it was like, I felt kind of embarrassed asking him because he's like a professional. Like, he does like professional fucking musicians. And I'm like, we could do this with the karaoke track. Like, I just need something that, like, sounds good, you know? And I felt embarrassed. He'll
make it sound really good for you.
Yeah, and I was just like, I felt embarrassed. But he was just like, I strive to have your confidence. And I was like, what do you mean?
That was, that's such an Isaac comment for you.
Right. It's like a little, like, backhanded comment.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I just take it. I'm just like, whatever. Delulu forever.
Listen, forever.
Why
not?
Honestly, stay Delulu.
Stay Delulu, hashtag.
But also stay realistic, because, anyways, I took a nap earlier, so I have a lot of energy. Oh. So let's just do an intro. Hi, guys. It's me, Stefanie Maegan, your host of Breakup Therapy. And we have the one and only...
It's me!
Jessica Clarke.
Hi.
She's back.
I'm back, like I never left.
And she's tired.
I am tired. Always tired, but I think, when was I here last time? Like a year... It was last year. Wait, is this the first time I've seen you this year?
No, I think you came in, like, January.
I did. Did I?
Yeah, you did. It was before my birthday, I think.
Oh, of course, because I saw you for your birthday.
But it feels like last year.
Yeah, it does. So much has happened.
So much.
But I'm so happy to be here.
Because the last time you were here,
you
mentioned you were dating someone. And like off air, you were telling me more details. But you were just also saying to me like, I love him, but like, this is not it.
Yes.
Like, this is not
my God.
my man. And I'm just like, you were very self-aware and you like listed all the reasons. And I was like, damn, like that's real. But you're like, but I love him, which I related. I know how that feels like. So, but at that time. Two things
can be true at the same time.
Right. At that time, you were still, you were still with him. But now I know so much time has gone by. So what happened?
Yeah, so much time has gone by. We broke up. So
we broke up. Like shortly after, right?
No, for
like,
sure.
I think once I put out the episode, you guys were already broken up.
Yes, 100%. So it kind of happened over New Year's, at the end of the year, Christmas. Did I get a Christmas present? I got a Christmas present first.
What do you get?
Stay woke. What did you get? Wait, did I get a Christmas present? What did I get for Christmas? Oh, for Christmas, yes. He brought me a Skims dress that I wanted. He got me workout stuff that I wanted. He got me a bunch of stuff.
How did he know that you wanted it?
I gave him my Christmas list.
Okay, because I do the same thing with Brian. I literally will send my Amazon list.
Yeah.
And then also a separate doc of like 100%. More things that are not on Amazon.
Because I was like, I don't know what you're going to get me.
Right.
So, and our budget was $200.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he got me some nice things.
Okay.
Yeah. I was happy with it. And I think he took me out to dinner. We went, but yeah. Anyway, so I got my Christmas gifts. I gave him Christmas gifts too. I gave him very nice Christmas gifts.
What'd you get him?
So first of all, I got the short end of the stick because it was his birthday in November and then it was Christmas. So I only
that's like me.
So I only got he got 2 gifts from me and I got so I gave him his speakers from the back of his car got stolen. So I gave him $200 to replace his speakers and he obviously added the balance.
Yeah.
And then for his birthday I bought him like Dior perfume and men's Dior perfume is like $150.
I was gonna say they're expensive.
And then I took him out to dinner and that was so I probably spent a good $300. Oh, and I brought him shoes as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I brought him skincare stuff too.
Damn.
I know. I'm just that kind of person.
I'm the same too. Like I love spoiling Brian.
Spoiling people. I love spoiling people. I love birthdays. I just love celebrating people. I love seeing like the look on their face.
Yeah.
It just the dopamine gets me going.
Yeah, of course.
So around New Year's, I kind of wanted to spend New Year's with him. I just really felt the need to kind of be intentional. I wanted to like pray into my new year. I wanted to write down my intentions for the new year. Like I wanted to be kind of woo-woo. But also spend just time with him and like bring into the new year with him. And he wanted to go out with like spend it with his friends basically. And I agreed to spend it with his friends, but then like the day before New Year's came and I just really felt I didn't want to be around people. I just wanted to be intimate.
That's how I felt like this New Year's too. Like I felt like the holidays,
one was doing anything this
no one
New
did
Year's.
anything. Yeah, I felt like I was so drained from the holidays. By the time it was New Year's, I was like, bro, I just want to stay home. I just want nothing. Yeah, I get that.
Long story short, we kind of got into an argument because he is very type A personality. Like if he has a plan, we go with the plan. Like that's it. And I'm a creative. I'm a type B. I can change plans like this.
Girl. Yeah. Anyone who knows Jessica Clarke is 2 hours late. You always gotta tell her 2 hours ahead of time.
It's just like
you gotta make sure you got some time after.
I go on vibes. I go based upon vibes.
Yeah.
And he's just not like that. And so it was the day before New Year's and I was like, hey, I don't want to go out. And he like flipped his ish because he was like, we planned to go out. This was the plan. And I was just like, you know what? You're right. This was the plan. Even though I don't want to go, I'll go because it was the plan.
Right.
I also told him that I wanted to be celibate. And he did not like that. He was very confused by that. But what it all came down to me was there was just a lack of, he didn't understand my spirituality. And he did consider himself Christian, but
we weren't on the same
wavelength at all. It was at all. And so we continued, but it was a lot of tension between us. And there were just so many things that were just telling me, like, even if, let's say you were to be with this person and you are going into this relationship knowing that this person is not on the same spiritual wavelength as you, are you able to, is that something you're able to consider, like to compromise on? Is that something you're okay with? Some people are okay with like going to church and having their husband or boyfriend not come with them. Me, Jessica Clarke, I know that's not something I desire for myself. And I could definitely see that kind of happening with him. So we just went with it, and the celibacy thing, we went with it. Again, he was still not happy with it. And there was one day we were arguing about something. I went out and I cooked burgers for me and both him and myself. I also came entered into the new year not eating meat as well. So I made a veggie burger for myself, and I made him like a beef burger. Listen, scrumdiddlyocious.
You're a good cook.
And we sat down and we began to eat. And he turns to me and he was like, "Will you be my girlfriend?"
Ooh. Oh.
And I was like, have you seen that meme of that girl? I was like, that was me. Yeah. My face was like, and it's so crazy because obviously on this pod, everyone knows I'm always saying like,
you want a man.
I want a man. I want to be a girlfriend. Why am I never a girlfriend? Like this was my
Why
time.
They ever ask me
exactly.
Like,
why am I always
something.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what do you... And it's crazy also because I would say a couple months before, I was also telling him, like, why am I not your girlfriend? What is, like, you know, like, I want to be your girlfriend. We're spending all this time together. And he was like, when the time is right. And I left it alone after a while. So the time came when he was finally asked me. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, I want you to be my girlfriend. And I was like, why? And I was like, why now? He was like, listen, I was going to wait till Valentine's Day, but this just seemed like the perfect moment. This is how I envision our life being, like sitting down, watching movies, like eating burgers. And the words, this is how I see my life being, I was like, this is not how I see my life being.
Oh, dang.
And we went back and forth, and I was kind of buying time, but also asking questions because I was very confused and I was not expecting at all. Ultimately, I did say no. And he just didn't respect and I don't need someone to, even if you're not on the same spiritual wavelength as me, at least respect my spirituality. If I say I want to be celibate, well.
How did he react to that? Let's go to that.
He wasn't happy. Like for him, sex was a way of connection. He felt close to me when we were intimate in that way. He felt like that was that's the way he expresses his love and intimacy. And I said to him, if it takes us to be physical, if you can't find anywhere else in our life to feel the same level of intimacy as we do in sex, that is not a relationship I want to be in.
There's so many ways that you could be intimate with someone.
So,
and for sex. Me, and I know sex is like a big way, honestly, but like
there's so many different
ways to connect.
100, like for me, if the day me and my husband pray together, that for me will be a level of intimacy that, because that's a spiritual bonding, you know? And even in small moments, like laying and not saying anything and just being at peace, you know? I want you to feel that same way about me when we're being physically intimate. And he didn't have any other way. And so that for me was a problem. And with the celibacy thing, he just didn't understand it. And I was telling him, like, I really just feel like God wants me to kind of renew myself, and I'm going into it's a new year, you know. And he just didn't connect for him how it just didn't connect. So yeah, he wasn't happy with it, and that definitely made him very tense after that.
Like, he didn't know how to be around
at all.
Around
he
you
couldn't be around
without
me.
like just thinking about sex and wanting sex.
He had to,
which says a lot.
Yeah, like he had to stay on the other side of the couch. Like, he just was very standoffish.
You can't be around a woman without like being fucking just
very standoffish. It was just, and so I was like, these are just so many red flags just staring at me in the face. And yeah, and so in that moment when he was asking me to be his girlfriend, I was like, there was no way. There's no way I'm 30 years old, well, 31. So at this point, I'm making decisions as lifelong decisions. And again, I always say this, I'd rather be single than be miserable. And I knew that if I was to stay in this relationship, there are things I would have to compromise that I'm not willing to compromise on. And I'm grateful for that relationship, because the things I thought were a priority to me have now like all rearranged.
Right. Because it was like, okay, let me give you that list that you thought you wanted.
Yeah.
And then you're like, you have everything on paper, and then you see it, and you're like, wait, actually, I care about this more, and yes, I prioritize this more 100%. Versus this. Yeah.
Because he was successful. He was caring.
He wanted to be your man.
He wanted to be he gave me everything.
He gave you everything.
If you listen to the past episodes, everything that I thought I desired, But I'm realizing, like, I want a cheerleader. I want someone that doesn't only understand my spirituality, but is encouraging me to be more spiritual. And I realized that I don't, this is going to sound bad. I'm not going to say I don't respect. I can't be led by someone that's not led by God. It's just that simple.
Yeah. And that's something that you like require.
It's something that, and I thought it was something that
you could be lenient about.
Yes. I definitely, going into that, I thought it was, but now I'm realizing that it is something that I require. And I spoke to my aunt. She's a Christian, but she's also a psychologist. But she was like, even the Christianity stuff aside, a lot of my life, when it comes to my sobriety, when it comes to just a lot of the things that have happened, like even my career, like I'm a producer. 2 years ago, I was working in a bank at a call center, right. And a lot of that is just rooted in, I attribute that to, God. So there's just a lot of God intertwined in my life. So naturally,
I think just God and your values and religion and stuff is such a huge part of who you are. Like, yes. It's what your parents do. It's like, it's what you like believe in. It's what like guides you through life. Like, to not have someone, like, those are like important things to have like in a partner. Like, if you have to have the same alignment, or else it's just gonna be fucking scattered, and people 100%. Are gonna be like, led on or not or whatever. So it's like, it is important.
It is,
and that's okay.
And it's not for everyone.
No, I mean, like, everyone has different requirements and different beliefs. Right.
But for me, that was just one of them. And so, yeah, we didn't. And then we had, and even after I was telling him I don't want to have sex, he still was trying to. And that for me was
disrespectful. Because, like, religion
exactly.
aside, this is like
a choice I'm making as a woman. Yes. And you're not respecting my body, and you're feeling that regardless of what I've told you, you feel that your feelings are more important than my spirituality. And feelings are fleeting.
And just you as a person, like your body, your mind, what you choose for yourself. And that's the thing, like,
I don't care what you think. It's just like, do you respect me as a person? Do you respect, like, if you respect me, Jessica, aside from anything else, you should respect my boundaries. Because I think that was a boundary. I don't want to have sex as a boundary.
Right.
And you're willing to cross that because of your own desires. That for me is not it, because you should be able as a man to control your desires. And if you as a man can't control your desires, you clearly need to do more work on yourself.
And respect other people's boundaries.
You have to do more work. There's more work that needs to be done.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I remember. Sorry. Yeah. No. I remember, like, I was years ago before the pod. I was dating this guy, Kalia, and he was like transitioning into being like Muslim, like Nation of Islam. Yeah. And so I remember, like, obviously when we first started dating, like, he wasn't, and then just in the middle of like our relationship, like, he was really he was getting like really interested in wanting to do that. And one of the things that changed was that he didn't want to have sex anymore. And I remember he told me that, and I was just like, in my head, like, yeah, no, that's not gonna work for me. And like, I respected it. I didn't judge him for it. I was just kind of like, at first I was like, maybe can I do this? You know, like, do I need this in our relationship? But I felt like it was the only thing that was like okay in our relationship. Right. Like, I feel like I didn't really get intimacy in other ways from him.
Right.
And so and overall, just for me and my body and my choice that I was like, I wanted to have sex. So like, I have to respect him, and we ended the relationship because of that. And we ended up being, you know, like cool and cordial and stuff like that. But yeah, like if your partner decides that and you're not there and it's, you know, not worth like, you know, making that sacrifice, then like you have to respect them and like leave them alone and not, you know, like 100%. You just have to respect them.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day.
Yeah. So we broke up, and I spoke to him one time after that day, and we've never spoken again.
Damn. It's been a while. It's April.
Yeah. And it's crazy because I'm just like, should I feel bad? Like, I feel bad that I don't miss him.
No, don't feel bad.
But at the end of the day, I'm just like, there's so much peace in the decision that I made.
Yeah.
I can't feel bad. And I've learned he's a great guy. I learned so much about myself. I definitely need someone that's patient, because I am a lot. He
didn't seem patient with you at all. From what you've told me, I've never met the guy.
He wasn't that patient with me. He was very. I don't even think it was a thing of patience. He was the kind of person that, like, if he felt okay with something and you didn't feel okay with it, he's okay that he feels okay with it, and the fact that you don't feel okay with it, doesn't concern him. And for me, that's a lack of empathy.
I think, lack of empathy, and also like, you shouldn't be in a relationship if you think like that. Because in a relationship, like, I mean, it's okay to be selfish, right? When you're single and like in life, whatever. But at the same time, when you're in a relationship, like, you have to, all your actions and everything you say reflects this other person.
Right.
You know, like even your mood, like everything. So like, to just be like, okay, I'm okay and they're not, it's like, no, like this affects the both of us. So we have to like work through this. So that just shows that he's not like, if he just thinks like, well, I'm okay and that's fine, it's like, then you're not meant to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
Or at least for now.
It was just and I'm an emotional person, I'm an expressive person. So being with someone that isn't as emotional and isn't expressive, just would never work ever. But good luck to him. But one thing I will say is, I'll say it again, I make husbands. I do, because, and majority of the men that, if not all, the men that leave me, they leave better. Like, he came, when I met him, his skin was like inflamed. And when I saw a picture of him the other day, and he had beautiful skin. And I was like, I did that.
You taught him skincare.
You're welcome, next lady that he dates.
Right.
I taught him skincare. I did. But I met his parents and everything. That was the first time I met parents. No, that's not true. The first time I met parents in my later years. His parents were the most beautiful people ever. Aww. I loved his parents.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So that happened.
And have you been dating since?
No, not really. So I'm not online dating anymore.
Okay.
Which is so crazy to say, because I'm such an advocate. I still advocate for everyone's online date, especially if you're.
But it's okay to change your mind and not.
Yeah, it's just, I'm realizing that there's a pattern in men that I get, and I'm realizing that there's the men that I get are nearly their men. They're almost the ones for me, but they're just not there yet. There's always one thing about them that is just if only you just change this
or grew up a little bit,
we would. There's so many of them, and so that made me just think, well, maybe I'm a nearly there yet kind of girl. and maybe there's something I'm not learning, because if I'm attracting the same type of guys, there's something about me that's bringing that energy.
Oh, 1,000, especially if it's more than once.
Right.
You know, like one time it's like whatever.
Isaac, but there's this ex I have, there's even George. Like they're all amazing men. I've never dated a trash man ever. So that means that I have a good sense of man, but there's just something there
need a little work.
And so I was like, well, Jessica, maybe it's because you need a little work. And I'm all for like self-love and stuff, but the part of self-love is also being real with yourself, you know? So I lost 10 pounds since I've been here. And I also had to ask myself, if your ideal man was to come and meet you today, would you be ready for him? Do you reflect the kind of man that you desire? And I was like, that's a really hard question, because that gets very
And if you
real.
can't answer that, then.
And I was like, if your ideal man said to you, Jessica, today, hey, let's buy a house, are you in a position to do that, girl? So those are the kind of things. So this is where in
this economy, it's kind of difficult.
Yeah, girl, especially living in LA.
Right.
But I'm in my preparing to be a wife era. So I'm 30. This is kind of embarrassing to say. I'm 31 now.
That's not embarrassing, girl.
But I've finally done my first budget to the dollar. And so, you know, just things like that, working out fine. Thank God I have a new job, which same company, new position. So I'm making more money. I'm very comfortable I'm obviously still sober, very comfortable with my inside life. I kind of now need to face I feel like I kind of pushed obviously when you're going through like sobriety and all that stuff, there's so many things that are there's so many things that happen during that time, even like taking out loans that you probably shouldn't have taken, like, you know, just there's so many bad decisions that you haven't looked at because you are working on your inside. And so I'm in the stage now where I'm like, okay, let's go back, because it's so easy to be like, let me just push all that stuff to the side and move on to my future, which is great, you know. But the reality is you still have baggage back there.
You still have some debt.
You still have some debt, girl. And so I've paid off a lot of my debt, and I'm just trying to I'm adulting.
Right.
And
because also, like, the thing is, I mean, it's good that you said that, because like another part of being a good partner is not just emotional. It's not just the sex. And it's all about like, what can you bring to the table as far as like, can we budget together? Can we save together? Can we do this? And like, you know, and there's so many relationships that fail because of that.
And that's the thing. We always talk about men are trash, women are trash. Don't trust men. Don't trust women. And those are all based in emotions and all based on what they are doing and they're not doing. But like, I think there's always, again, like being a part of being a good partner is not just the emotional, like you were saying. There are financial parts of it. And
it's a business.
It's a business. And even my spending, like my spending, even with shopping, when I'm sad, like Isaac and I had a fight. Right. I went to go and buy these 2 gold rings right here. And it made me that dopamine hit. When you hit that.
It does feel good though.
Girl, but, I was like, I'm over it.
Right.
And so, but those are the things that's a character flaw, you know, like you should be able to process your emotions without spending money. And how is that going to affect, if you are married, how will that affect your marriage? You know? Right. So those are the things I'm kind of just working through. And God is kind of like preparing my heart to be a wife. I have to be an adult.
Yeah.
Which is difficult, but
yeah, because at the end of the day, you want to find someone it's not that you have to be like the greatest or the best in finances, but like at least care about it.
Yes. And
at
have
least,
a plan.
like get some stuff done, at least budget,
at least now if my husband was to come to me today, I would be like, hey, I'm not perfect. Yeah. But this is the plan to help me get there. Yeah. At least he has something to work with. Whereas like last year, he would have been like, girl, this is a mess.
What's credit,
Right.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, because like one of the things that me and Brian talked about when we first started dating was like, we talked about finances, like our debts and like.
And I hate that conversation.
It is, but honestly, like, it wasn't uncomfortable. I don't remember it feeling uncomfortable. I just remember like it just being a very natural conversation, And so it was like, I was honest about at that time, because I did pay off my student loans. But at the time, I had student loans, I had whatever, So it was like I would like told him that, And so I think it was like right before we moved in together, and that's why we like figure out like a plan of like who pays what, and we're still figuring it out. Like right now, like he's got a new job, like I did too. So we're just like, okay, like how are we gonna like? Because we want to save money right now. Right now, we're like, okay, our goal is, you're making more, but like let's not spend like you're making more. Let's save a bunch. Exactly. Let's not be like crazy about like whatever and doing all the things and buying all the things that we don't need.
And in reality, us millennials, and we just have, and I'm saying millennials because I can only speak for let me just say, my generation, our relationship with money is kind of weird, especially living in LA. Because
and you're in survival mode.
We're always in survival mode. We're always robbing Peter to pay Paul. We're always just trying to like, if I don't pay this, that I can pay this. That can wait till, and we're always like making. So it's living in a mindset of lack. And I think that's probably what made me kind of put it to the side, because now I'm making better money. It's easier to
spend more.
It's easier to spend more, but it's also easier to have it makes having an actual plan and a budget easier to think about.
Right.
And it's easier to mentally manage. When you're making $50,000 a year in Los Angeles,
girl, you're just scraping.
You're literally scraping, and that when you've had making that amount of even $60,000, when you're making that amount of money for 5-6 majority of your adult years after college, you're constantly in a state of survival. And so when you are making the 90s and the 100s, it takes some time to get out of that survival mindset
and be like, okay, we actually have this extra.
Instead of being like
spend and like get excited. Let's not live paycheck. That's
exactly. You don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. And but I also feel like then we become hoarders with our money, which is what I'm doing. Like, I have money saved, but I just want it to be there and not pay off past things. Like I was hesitant to pay off past things because I was just like,
you don't want it to go down.
Survival mindset. And so it's just working through those things.
Yeah, everyone has like their own relationship with money. And it's a very like, I've actually really wanted to do an episode about this with like a professional. Yeah. Because it is like a very like, there are like money therapists. I think they're out there.
Yeah, because that's one of the highest causes of divorce.
Yeah. And it's just, it's biggest stress, I think, for any of us, for all of us, even if you have money, because more money, more problems.
More money. And especially with creatives, we're so impulsive and
especially like even for what I do with like being, a quote unquote like influencer, content creator, like self-funded. It's like, you have 1 month that's like so fucking like, I'm a baller or whatever. And then the next month you're like, where the money at? You know what I mean? Like it fluctuates. Yeah. It doesn't. I don't have that like bi-weekly paycheck. Like a lot of people do. So it's like even with that, it's like you have to I have to figure out ways to like make sure things get paid and all that stuff. So
I'm trying to manifest an abundance mindset. Like just living in abundance constantly, even when it don't look like it, just having an abundance mindset.
Like it's gonna, I remember one time, I think this is when I was like stressed. It was 2021. I was really stressed about money because I had like all these bachelorettes that I remember I love my friends, but they like love to do nice things to back, and it was like back to back, so like it so that was like very stressful for me. And I remember talking to my friend Mary, and she was just like, it's okay, it's gonna come back. Yeah. And I was just like, what do you mean? Like, and I always had this like, scarcity mindset that felt like it wouldn't come back.
Yes.
You know, and she's like, look, like, you got to do what you got to do. Go to these bachelorettes, like, do, you know, spend what you can. She's like, but know that, like, you're working, the money's going to come back.
Right.
You know?
No, 100%.
And even when you're not, like, it's always going to come. And I know maybe that's like a privilege to say.
Yeah.
You know, because I know not a lot of people have that, you know, but like, it's almost like just having to train your mind in that abundance that, like, money's coming, and that you're worthy of that.
Yes.
And that you are worthy of making more, and you're worthy of, like,
and it's crazy because even when I don't have, like, which hasn't happened lately, thank God, but I've never had a problem giving money to people or things to people. I've never,
girl, same.
I've never had, if I have $1, I will always be, without a thought, give 50 cents to someone.
Right.
Like, and I'll take 50, you know?
Right.
But I think those things are important. Because what they say, like, if you hold your hand like this, you can never receive. And so, but when you have your hand open, you're giving, but you're also able to receive. And so I also feel like those are the things that kind of kept things coming. So I think what you're saying is so true. It will always come back, but it comes back when you're also giving. You have to give for it to come.
Right. It's just like keeps going. But I'm like, you know, sometimes I'm like, fuck, I have this big bill to pay, or I have to pay this big purchase. And I'm like, it's okay. Like, it'll be worth it. It'll come back. Like, for instance, like, you know, me and Brian and like a couple of friends are like planning to go to the Philippines. And the Philippines it's not expensive when you're there.
Right. But the process to get there.
And Brian's like, I want to do business class. Like, he, like, you know, like, we want to ball out.
New job, new Brian.
Right. I know. I'm like, it's $4,000 business class. We're going to have to figure something out. I don't think we could do that. However, you know, like, still ball out on like other things. And I'm like, okay, but like the money, like, we could save this. We could do this. Right. And like, we spend it, but like the experience is like so worth it.
And I've really wanted to get into my I haven't traveled, and as a person that my parents used to make us travel, well, not make us, but send us on trips every year. Since COVID, I haven't traveled. That's 2019 around that 20. Yeah, I think I was after
you traveled and lived everywhere.
It was after my second DUI. Yeah, I never left. But then I just got my passport. British passport's coming tomorrow. So we outside. I want to go to Ghana.
Oh my God, let's go to Ghana.
I'll go to Ghana in August. I want to go to Mexico. Girl, can you believe I couldn't even go to Mexico?
Let's do a Mexico trip. I kind of like want a girls trip.
Yes,
like I think it'd be fun.
Girl, I'm tired.
Like, even if we just like lay at a beach, we don't gotta do much.
I don't want to.
I get an Airbnb on the beach or whatever, and just fucking chill.
There's different type of girls. There's different type of vacation girls. I am not a vacation girl with an itinerary. If you got an itinerary, you can. Unless it's like a bachelorette or, you know.
Yeah, those are fine because that's like.
When it's vacation, if I don't want to do it, babes, I'm not going to do it.
I'm not doing it.
And a vacation has to be at least minimum like 7 to 10 days. Yeah. That's a real vacation.
Yeah, no, like I feel like I'm down to do like obviously the fun activities, you know.
Of course,
like,
yeah.
But I'm also like, but then I'm going to need a nap like in between all of
that.
For
me, it's like
I want to like
3 days for rest.
Yeah.
3 days for vibes, excursions, zip lining, this, that,
right,
and then 3 days to recoup from that, and then you go back home and you're relaxed.
Yeah, because it's like the worst thing is like being so busy on vacation where you're like,
and you come back tired, girl.
Right? Yeah. Sometimes some bachelorettes are like that. Like I remember, like I mean, I love my friends and had fun in my bachelorettes. Don't get me wrong, but like I remember just coming back and being like, actually not the Tulum one. I think the Austin one. I felt like so exhausted because it was just like no sleep. Oh, like it was just like so much stuff, and it was all fun. But then I was like, that was not a vacation, girl. That was just that
was you were doing a job.
I was like, that was a lot. But I mean, but again, it's like it's fun. But I'm like, fuck, like I like the balance of doing the fun stuff, but also having time to like just have a beach day.
Yes.
Like I remember in Tulum, I had like a beach day, and the waiters would come to you and while you're chilling, and I'm like, ordering another pina colada with some fucking calamari, bitch. I was not moving from my spot. I was like, just coming to me. I was like, yes.
Yo, that is a dream.
Yeah.
Yes,
and I loved it. And I
yeah.
remember my other friends like went to do other stuff, I think. And I like went to the town, whatever. And I was just like, I'm just going to be on the beach.
Yes.
Ordering calamari, having my pina colada. Okay.
But yeah, so that's me. I've told you before, work is my personality. I have no man right now, and I'm working on myself. But in that, it doesn't mean I'm not dating. It just means that I'm waiting. He's going to come. I'm just experimenting with, because I feel like also online dating became a way for me to control things.
What do you mean?
I feel like online dating allowed me to make me like try and control my roster and try to make me control, like, okay, I have men in, one of these men could possibly be my, and I'm making sure a man can be around. And I've been doing that for so many years that I felt like, you know what if I just took a second to not try and control my dating life and the people in my life, and I just allowed them to naturally come to me.
Yeah.
What would that world look like? And so that's what I'm kind of, that's the era I'm in right now, because Hinge has not really done much for me in the many, many years I've been on there. So
yeah,
I'm trying to try something different.
I think the best ones that like come to you naturally are when you're doing something you love.
Yes.
And when you're just like, as cliche as it is, at least expecting it. You're around the people you love. You do the things that you love. Like,
right.
And when it starts off as like, because the thing about like dating apps, as much as like I know it works for a lot of people and it's very helpful, yes. And it is.
My
like,
friends have been married,
right? There's people who have like have successful relationships, right? But there's also like, I don't know. For me personally, like what I needed was not the pressure of it, because it's like you meet on a dating app, it's that kind of assumption like we're dating.
Yes.
But sometimes you just want to be friends first, without 100%. That kind of like knowing if this is a thing, like trying to force it to be a thing,
right.
Like I think that's why I loved it with Brian, because it was like I was doing something I love, and that's what attracted him to it, and then like talking to him and, or not even just being like social media friends and seeing his interests and his personality come out. I was like, oh, this seems like a really dope person.
100%.
And then like having a conversation and just like having that just naturally grow, I think is like super special. And I hope that like happens for you. I feel like it's gonna happen. Yeah. It's just gonna have to like
it's gonna happen.
Keep going.
So funny 'cause,
keep living life.
I was with one of my friends. He's a male figure. And so I have these kind of very weird relationships with men that we're like we're friends and they can be very real with me, but we also like each other. It's like kind of like Isaac, but
not Isaac.
But I have that with I'm good at connecting with people, I guess.
Wait, there was this one guy that got you that bag.
Which bag?
He's your friend.
Fred? Oh, the Taobao bag?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, Fred, we've never, ever. But
why not explore that? Is that weird?
Huh?
Is that weird to explore that with him?
He's more like a brother to me. He's like.
Does he know that?
Yes, he does.
Okay.
He's definitely more like a brother to me. But
he's very respectful. So
oh
sweet.
yes, love him. No, he's
so nice. I know. Sorry, I'm a pusher. I'm sorry.
Fred that's my brother. But a guy I was hanging out with the other day. He was kind of perplexed because he was talking about how me and him have such a special relationship, and that like we would kiss and stuff, but he would also be able to tell me about like other girls. He's not girlfriends, but like just his past relationships or other girls. Like, so he was surprised when I told him like, yeah, I have similar relationships. Like I just connect well with people. He was like, oh, so it's not just me. So I just have this, I don't know, there's like this medium of friendship, but also.
Are you like curious about him?
The guy that I'm talking about? Oh, I'm not curious because I know what it is.
Oh,
with him, he is not the kind of guy for me.
He'd be a good guy for someone else.
For sure.
Yeah.
I don't think he would. I hope this doesn't make this on the short clips. I don't think he would be good. I don't think he's I don't think he would be good at a monogamous relationship. He's the kind of guy that would definitely need a girl that
is more open,
or is just okay with him cheating if he's not around.
Yeah.
Like if he was, let's say for example, we live in LA, he'll be like loyal to you in LA. But if he was to go somewhere else, it's all.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So he would definitely need a girl like that.
Yeah.
But I just think it's interesting how I'm like, I don't know if I put myself in the friend zone, but yeah.
You're just flirting. I think it's fun to just like flirt sometimes with guys.
Even all the time.
Yeah. Even though it's like not gonna do anything. I can't remember the last time I flirted with anyone besides Brian.
Yeah, I mean, girl, I hope not.
Yeah. I mean, like.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I guess yeah. I guess you can.
I guess I kind of can. I know you'd still be jealous though, but that just comes with the territory of it.
And I need to be more. I need to operate. I think I've talked about this on the pod before. I need to operate more in my femininity.
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm always, especially when I'm at like work events or like, I feel like it's such a great time to meet guys, but I'm just so focused.
Well, because it's a work environment, so you're
but
like
girl,
you're
still like do a little.
Yeah. Well, is there anybody that you would feel that way or like?
No, not really.
I mean, that's probably why. There doesn't.
But even when I'm going to like, if I go to like everyday people or like a social event, I just have this face that's just like, I don't know. I'm just like looking down. If a guy looks at me, I look away.
Oh my god!
I know. I'm just weird now. Sobriety would do something to each other.
That's true. Because it's like every time. Yeah. I wouldn't know what to do.
When I'm out, I'm just like,
you're like
awkward.
Even when Brian looks at me, I'm like, what? He's like, I'm just fucking looking at you because you're pretty, okay? And I'm like,
I hate when people look at me.
Me too. I was like, I see that meme when it's like when they're staring at you and you're like, are they realizing that I'm ugly now? Like, you know what I mean? Because they're looking at everything. They're like, are they just analyzing and realizing I'm ugly?
What is so intriguing? What are you looking at?
Don't fucking look at me.
And they stare. What are you staring at?
I have this friend, Yvonne, God bless her, but she's like the type of person that will stare, but she'll like, but if you catch her staring, she'll keep staring. But she'll just like smile, you know? And you're like, it's like one of her things that she does. It's so funny, but it's also just like, okay. Yeah, like she does it to like everyone. Like people be like, oh, you know.
Like, why are you studying my face? You're weird.
She's just like looking and you're like, you catch her and she's like, but she's also like, she's so like, she's so sweet and so charming and like petite and stuff that you're kind of like, aw, you know, but also like if it was me, people would be like, bitch, want to fight?
Oh my god!
But she kind of has this charm that she kind of gets away with it. So I'm like, okay,
yeah, I can't deal with the stares. But yeah, that's me. That's my life, and then that and work. That's all I do.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess. What's my update? I just work. I haven't said who I worked for.
Yeah, you haven't.
If you follow me on Instagram, maybe you've seen. But, you know, I work for Tia Mari.
Whoop, whoop.
Her doing her social media.
Yes.
And I signed an NDA, so I don't think I can really say anything much. But I do enjoy working with her, so that's been fun. So, yeah.
Wait, does your NDA say you can't say who you work for?
I can say who I work for.
Oh, okay.
I mean, obviously just can't be like telling
her business,
you know, respectfully, of course. So, but I do love working with her. I really enjoy like doing social media for people and, it's kind of nice sometimes because it's like I've done social media for myself for so long and making content for myself and I still love it, but sometimes it's nice doing it for someone else
100%.
You know, because like I something about me is that I enjoy being like in front of the camera and I also enjoy being behind the camera.
Right.
Like I love both of it.
Yeah.
So it's nice to kind of like flex my muscles being behind the camera.
Right.
You know, so.
I'm gonna go off script. You're gonna be so surprised when I say this. Do you want to interview me about Isaac?
I didn't think you would want it to, but I was gonna. Well, do you want to talk about Isaac?
Let's talk about Isaac.
Let's talk about Isaac. I was gonna not bring it up.
I know you weren't gonna bring it up, but I knew she would wanted to bring it up.
I know. Well, because you know what? Maybe he needs to hear this.
He probably won't, and two. Here's the thing.
I think
Isaac is not my personality, and the reason why I just didn't want to talk about Isaac is just because
backstory for anyone who's completely lost.
He's gonna kill me for saying any of this.
Yeah. So Isaac, if you guys have heard episodes with his code name is Kyle. They've been on the show together. I've had the both of them on. Now he separately comes on with his friend Tyler. So
I need to meet this Tyler fella.
Oh, he's so nice. But he's very Virgo, as I'm gonna say. They're gonna kill me for saying it. But when they're both on the show, it's such a different thing because they're this show is very I wouldn't even call myself a feminist, but it's very on the feminine side. Yeah. I have my gay guy friends. I got HK Brains, I got Nathan Lusk, who are basically the girls. You know what I mean? And then the girls, and then I bring on Isaac and Tyler, and it's just such a different thing because they're such guys, so it's a different vibe with them, and it's fun. I enjoy the banter. But anyways, that's who Isaac is. He's the one with the English accent. So go. And so you guys have always had this situationship. I'm just setting up the scene here.
Oh, I do have to explain it?
I'm setting up the scene, and then you can tell the rest.
Go ahead.
So
I don't want to stop. I want it to be you just ask me questions.
Okay, so you guys have always been a situationship.
Yeah.
And the last time me and you were on the phone, you were telling me that he wanted. I'm sorry, I'm still it's okay. That he wanted to actually take things seriously with you and start dating you for real, which was a huge deal because anyone who's seen the show, they've been in the situationship. They can't seem to get it together. And honestly, I've always really loved your guys's dynamic besides that part, but everything else as far as your connection and how you guys interact with each other, what you guys even have in common and all this stuff. There's so many things that I feel makes it a good match. So I've always been rooting for you to at least try it. I'm not go get fucking married. I'm just can you guys just knock this shit out and just fucking try it? And so I've always been saying stuff to him, saying stuff to you. Maybe I shouldn't, but whatever. So the last time we talked, you told me that you wanted to try things, and then you were also saying he wasn't really showing you love the way that you wanted. Well, can you explain that to me?
Yeah. Here's the thing. He's gonna kill me. It's fine.
This is after you broke up with the dude that we talked about.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah. Because when I was in that relationship,
you weren't talking.
I wasn't talking to him. Me and Isaac, we distanced. Yeah. I distanced myself from him.
Yeah. And he went to my birthday, and I remember you guys broke up. I think that day or the day before, or whatever. And he found out that you broke up with a dude, and he was
He found out Steph. How did he find out, Stefanie?
Oh, I told him. Sorry, I didn't realize. Yeah, I did tell him. I just have a big mouth. Okay, I don't trust me with things. Don't trust me with your stuff. Anyways, so I told him, and he was really trying to get the tea.
I don't know why, because I was really
why?
Yeah,
why?
I distanced myself from him, and I was right to do that, and because I think in theory, Isaac wants a relationship. In reality, Isaac's not ready for a relationship just because of his music. I think one thing we love about Isaac is he's very ambitious, and he's extremely talented.
Very talented.
Extremely, extremely talented. And so I think he finds it difficult prioritizing music and a relationship.
But also, like, not just music, right? Like, he has a full-time job.
Oh, he has a full-time job. And he's an extremely hard worker. And that's
like,
why
he's like an accountant, 9 to 5.
He has a 9 to 5.
His music.
Which is so rare to find a creative that has a actual settled down job as well as works on. Like, he'll be the type to, like, go to the, like, his 9 to 5, leave his 9 to 5, go to a gig, or go to his 9 to 5 like at 6 in the morning or 5 in the morning so he can leave his 9 to 5 early just so he can go to a gig, or, you know, so he's always making music work. And low-key, that's his girlfriend. And I don't think he feels, for him, I think he'll almost feel like he's cheating on music if he makes room for someone else. But I also think he's getting older, and he's Nigerian. So as a Nigerian man coming up on his 30s, you need to be having a woman, like, your mom's asking for grandkids, like, you know, like yesterday. So I think he's operating on a certain timeline. And so I think the timeline is saying, hey, this is the time that you need to be finding someone. But the reality of the situation is, like, music.
Yeah.
And so Isaac will
He doesn't have the traditional life.
He doesn't.
That is, like, maybe ready. And I'm not saying you need it to, like, settle down, but it's like, that's why it's harder to be, like, to manage a relationship with it.
And Isaac would, he thinks he can pause relationships for music, and it's not the case. Both of them will have to work simultaneously. You can't, and neither should music be paused for a relationship. It's called balance, you know? Yeah. And there are some times when you're going to have to say no to your significant other to do your whatever you want to do creatively, and vice versa. But I just don't think he's really found that balance yet. And I'm not in the position to be picked up and put down whenever he feels like it.
Yeah.
And so personally, and I don't talk to Isaac anymore. We're not friends. And so,
well, like, can we say what happened?
I don't want to go in detail, but generally what happened was we had a very, well, he asked me to, first of all, I wasn't talking to him that much before. He asked me out for dinner. And he's very precarious in his approach. He never really outrightly says.
Yeah, why does he do that?
He's always like, well, you know. He's a kind of guy. No. Like, you know why I asked you. No, I don't know.
No, you have to.
You know how I feel about you.
You have to communicate.
He's very much a, you know.
And also, like, we as women, and I know you need this too. Like, we may know, we may have an idea, but we want to hear you say it. Yeah. We want to see you do something about it. Like, you can't just be like, you know, no, bitch, fucking say how you feel, be direct, like, own your shit, and also do something about it.
Yeah. And
Isaac.
And so we went to Rolling Loud. We had a great time at Rolling. Well, I went to Rolling Loud for work. He went there with his friends. And we met up, and we had it was, for me, that was the closest it's come to feeling like, wow, this could be a thing. Like, this, this could really,
we could do this.
Yeah. And so before, when he asked me to date him, I said no, because he's not ready. Then Rolling Loud happened, and I was like, well, wait, maybe. Well, even before Rolling Loud, I called Steph, and I called Steph, and I was like, hey, Isaac said he wants to date me. I don't think he's ready. The reason why I don't think he's ready is because he just doesn't really know how to express how he's feeling, and it feels more like it's a timeline.
Yeah, but it also kind of showed, like, it seemed like he was kind of showing you different ways. Again, like,
yeah, for him to say it at all, right? To say that, hey, I want to date you,
it was a lot. It's big for someone who, like, doesn't know how to say things, you know?
Especially and I was pissed when he asked me to date him. I was so mad because I was just like, my nigga, like,
right. But then I was also telling you, like, hey, this is huge for him, and this probably took a lot for him to say, and it probably for him feels very vulnerable, and, like, sometimes you like have to create that, you know, like, well, how do I say this? Sometimes you just have to tell people like how you want to be loved.
Yeah.
You can't read your mind. So you kind of have to communicate that with him, because I felt like he was showing you different ways, and you could be like, cool, this is great, but like, if you really want to be with me, this is how I want to be loved, and this is how I want to be treated. And like, it's something that's, you're going to have to constantly communicate with your partner. Like, even in a serious relationship, like with me and Brian, like sometimes I could get so caught up in like my work and like my things, you know, and Brian is just like, hey, like, you've been really busy lately, and like, I really want like your attention. Like, can you just like come here and give me like a hug or a kiss, whatever.
Isaac could never,
you know, and like, yeah, but we all feel that way sometimes, right? Like, wait, I need some love from you. Like, can you give it to me in whatever form that you want it, you know? And so like, I had to stop whatever I was doing and make sure that I like gave him that like love and validation. Like, that happens, and you have to feel comfortable doing that, and that starts from like when you're dating.
100%.
So I was like really pushing Jess to be like, instead of just being like really closed off and giving him shit, like, why not just like at least be like, if you're gonna do this, this is how I want to like be treated and loved, and like, you know, show it in this way.
Yeah, because
so you're like, okay, fine.
Yeah, I wasn't, because I know this man. I don't say about a lot of people.
I was just trying to like give it a try.
I know him.
I was trying to, you know.
I know him so well. God bless the woman that he ends up with, but yeah, I know him so well. And he also knows he's difficult to handle. Yeah, so I did go back to him. You know, we had a conversation. The conversation still didn't really end, and he always gets me caught up because when he plays the piano. Anyway, yeah. So, I think once after the conversation, Rolling Loud happened, and I was like,
oh, this could be something.
Yes. And then it became no real communication, really. And I'm just like, we just had an amazing time together. It was like, if you watch Insecure, that moment Issa and what's his name? The light-skinned guy were at Coachella. Literally us. Yeah, literally. When I say I felt like I was in a movie, it was, and we're listening to Summer Walker was performing. It was just vibes on vibes.
Yeah. You're on a high.
Yes.
But you're not high. You're just on a high.
Yeah, I was on cloud 9.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it's crazy because I was mad at myself, because that is exactly what I was trying to avoid. I was trying to avoid feeling like this again. I was so deep in the Isaac world before, and I did so much to get myself out of it, and just that quickly I was in it again just to be disappointed. And
I feel bad as a friend.
No, it's nothing to do with you. It's because it's him. It's nothing to do with you.
Right.
And so it was just like, I protected myself from you from this reason, and the moment that I gave myself to you again, you found a way to F it up. Well, how am I supposed
to date a guy like that too?
How am I supposed to recover from that? And on his end, I wouldn't say he's doing it on purpose. I do think it's fear-based. I do think it's just the thing of, I think it's fear-based. I think the unknown is very hard for him to wrap his head around.
He said something real weird. He was trying to hold back. What did he say?
Yeah, it was around he was basically just saying that he was trying to like hold back the way he feels about me. But I was like, that is so contradicting
to what you were saying.
You're saying you want to date me, so why are you holding back? I'm so confused. But then it also could be because I said I don't want to date him. I don't know. And I just told him after that to leave me alone. Like, I don't want anything. Like, just leave me alone. I was fine without you. You came back into my life to make me feel this way, just to leave.
Fuck it up again.
I was telling, and that's why in the beginning when he asked me to date him, my initial reaction was angry, because I was like, I've been trying to make us work for so long. And the moment I'm over you, I've dated someone else. Yes, I've broken up with that person, but I'm still over you. That's when you decide to come back in with
Let's do this.
Let's do this, and you're not even.
But then you don't even try. What the fuck? Like, leave me alone. You're right.
So I was just like, leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Let me get back to. But I'm not gonna lie. And I pray to God he doesn't listen to this. But I don't know what it is about that, and I know so many girls listen to this can relate. I don't know what it is about this man, because there are finer, better men out there 100%, and there's finer, better women out there for him as well. But I don't know what it is about Isaac that just draws me in so quickly, so easily. I could not see Isaac for 5 years, and I'll see him again. It's just like,
damn.
And it's palpable. Like, people around us can feel it, you know?
Yeah, like everyone
has said, like, yo, y'all together, what is this, you know? And so some people may say, like, that's giving soulmate vibes. And I even Googled it. Like, what does it mean when you come? When
it's like you feel like soulmates, but you can't be together.
Like, what? How do you manage that? Like, how do you manage the idea that, like, this person feels like your person, but you know that they're not? And no matter how much time or space happens, you can't stop.
You can't stop.
Yeah. And it's sad, but I feel like I'll forever be the girl that got away. Period.
Yeah. Girl. But like, yeah, no, I think that like soulmates, what I believe as far as like soulmates is that you could have several, and sometimes your soulmates are not even the people. Well, you're not always the people you're gonna end up with.
Yeah.
Like, so it could feel very much like a soulmate like connection, and there's a reason. There's always a reason why they're here, and it's sometimes to be the person you end up with. It's sometimes to be the person to like learn something with, or sometimes it's be like your best friend could be your soulmate. You know? So it's like,
oh yeah, I have a best friend. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like when you feel that connection with somebody, like, should I even feel that with like my cat? You know what I mean? Like, there's like just that deep, really like, I fucking care about you no matter what. Like,
and here's the thing that pisses me off even more. I know Isaac loves me, and I've never doubted that. I've never doubted. I feel like Isaac just gets in his own way. He's always respected me, and that's one thing I will never say anything bad about Isaac, because Isaac has always respected me. He's always really like loved me. He's been there for me. And our friendship is extremely strong. And I'll always like, there's always a place in my heart for Isaac, but I can't. I'm done.
Because it's just, y'all can't get your shit together. He can't get his shit together.
And there's a little part of me that's like, but are you? But I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done until I'm never one to say never, but if it makes sense one day, then it makes sense one day. But as I said in the beginning, like, I'm not controlling anything. I'm not trying to control anything. I'm in the gym. I'm working on myself. I'm working on my job, and I'm chasing this bag, and I'm chasing Jesus. Those are the things I'm chasing right now. Everything that comes along with it is gonna just come along with it.
Does he have the same religious like viewpoints as you, or like values? Does he go to church and stuff?
He does.
Oh yeah, he plays like in the church.
Yeah.
Right?
So great. I love this. I love it here. I love it here.
But why do you act so sinful?
Isaac is he's just a creative. He's real. When I say this man wants to be successful in music, and if there's anyone I would ever bet my money on, it will be him. He's gonna be successful. No one that works as hard as he does can't be successful. It's impossible.
Right.
Until I do fear for him, because I feel like if you don't find that balance in your life, you're going to find yourself highly successful and with no one to share it with.
Exactly.
And I think there's nothing sadder than that. There's nothing sadder than being at the peak of your career and not having a wife or kids to look at and be like, damn, I did that for you.
Well, it depends on what you want, but that's something he does want, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's something who are like, I actually don't want marriage. I just want this.
Oh yeah. That's some people.
He like wants that.
But even those people.
He wants both.
As human beings, we are no matter who you are, you're created to want to share experiences with people. Right. And when I say either the people you love, and it doesn't have to look like a wife, and it doesn't have to look like kids, but you want to be able to turn to someone and say, hey, look what I did, celebrate it with me, or I did this for you, whether even it could be your parents, you know. Right. But African traditional, well, not even traditional, generally African men do things for
the wife,
family. They do think they want to share. We're a culture that celebrates in community. We never want to be alone, and our culture is a culture that is built on being together, and so it's ingrained in us that we're working this hard not for ourselves, but so that we can support the people that are around us. We don't work for self, and I know that's in him as well.
Yeah.
So.
Oh well.
Yeah. He's a great guy, just not a great guy for me.
Yeah. I really was hoping, but
I know.
But also don't want to, like, especially if you work so hard to, you know, not be in something and to heal from something, to like.
And we've never been here before. This is a new place for us. We've never not
talked.
Yeah. When it's, even if I tell Isaac before, like I said, to stop talking to me, I will receive a phone call from Isaac and be like, yo, just checking in on you.
Yeah.
But now
he's like, okay.
Yeah, we're going into like week 3 or 4.
Dang. He's going to be on the pod, so.
Hilarious. What if I just walk in?
You're just here, like, you just have you here, just seated. We're like, all right, sit down. We're gonna
walk in.
We're gonna have a.
Girl, it's gonna be Jerry Springer.
You're like, bring in Jess. Jess, come in. And you just barge in, like,
hello, Isaac.
I'm here. Let's talk about this.
Like, you wanna chit chat?
Yeah.
I think he's probably pissed at me too, because he asked for time, and I don't know if I handled that properly, because I told him how I felt. He was like, yo, I'm just really busy this week.
He's like, give me a moment and let's
give me a moment. Like, give me until this week is over.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I'm just like, that's not how life works. People are not going to pause
for you.
It's not how, and and I don't want to be with a partner.
I was like, you have time to text me.
I can't be with a partner who can't think like, yo, this, like, my girl is like not feeling good. Like, there's a dis-ease about her. Let me at least give her a call so we can talk about it. Like, let me just do something. But just saying pause.
Like, hold your feelings.
Hold your feelings until I'm not busy anymore is ridiculous.
Like, even if it's fine, like, if you're like, just give me 5 minutes, let's talk, whatever, that's fine. But don't, like, have me pause to the end of the week.
Can you imagine?
No.
And this was Friday, so he actually wanted me to pause until, like, the Monday.
Fuck no.
What is that?
So you want me to sit here all weekend? Just stirring? You're going to make the situation worse.
And he did, because we're not talking anymore. So.
Dang.
R.I.P.
So I know when he's on here, he's very private. He's probably
Steph, none of this can be in the short clips, because I know he won't listen this far into the pod. So.
I think if it's you, and especially because you haven't talked in a while, he might listen.
He won't listen. I pray he doesn't.
Hi, Isaac. If you're listening, we will do
I hate you, but I love you.
Oh, we'll do your perspective when you're on the pod. But I feel like
he's not gonna say anything.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, whatever, bruv. It's okay. It's all love, bruv.
Complicated. You know? This is forever. We've been talking about Jessica and Isaac for years. This is hilarious.
Oh my God, the ongoing
saga.
The
saga, darling. The saga. A little razzle dazzle drama for you guys.
I know. I feel like I have no, like, boy drama.
You have a boyfriend.
I know.
Congratulations, Steph. It's real ghetto out here.
Like, that's why I eat it up when, like, my friends have boy drama. I'm like, tell me. Like, you know? Like, even when I was at work, I was actually talking to homegirl's makeup artist, and he was, like, telling me about, like, his relationship, and he's like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to, like, trauma dump on you. And I was like, oh, no. Like, I love it. Like, I was like, relationships and talking about this stuff is, like, so up my alley. Like, please. Like, I love it. I just love talking about, like, I mean, obviously the happy times too, but like I just, you know, stuff that I'm not going through anymore.
But let me just say, I am at my peak happiness.
Yeah.
I feel so full and so happy. Like I wake up excited to go to work. I feel like I'm in such a calm, grounded place. And so I truly feel that whoever my husband is will add to that calm.
Yeah.
They won't, and I say this often, God is not a God of confusion, and neither is my husband. So, yeah, my husband will know what he wants. He will be able to see me for who I am. That was another thing. Ain't no way you've known me for as long as you've known me and you don't know whether you want to date me. You know everything at this point. You've seen me makeup on, makeup off. You've seen me you've seen me drool. You've seen me in all phases wig of my life. Off. If you don't know, literally wig off. He's seen my cornrows. He's seen my wig cornrows.
Everything.
If you've seen that and you still don't know whether you want to be with me, then you just don't. And that's okay. He just told me that.
I think he says
that he feels like he says that I'm the kind of girl he can bring to his mom.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's not anything with you. It's everything with him. Because like you are everything I think that he wants. I feel it. I see it in him, you know? But I think he's just at a place, again, like doesn't know. He's so focused on his music thing and his career that he doesn't know how to like manage having a relationship. Because honestly, like as someone who's very fucking busy too and driven, and like when having a relationship actually makes everything easier.
Yeah,
that it shouldn't feel like it's an extra burden.
Yeah,
you know, and it should just naturally feel that way.
And it's not like I'm out here just la-di-da-di-da,
right,
with
like you're
I do 18-hour days, you know, but then I make time for I make time for the people, not as much as I probably could. Especially if I'm in love with you and I'm in a relationship. I'm such a relationship girly,
right? You'll make time.
I always make time. Like my ex lived in Beverly Hills, and I lied. He lived by the Grove, and I live in in the valley. Like,
right.
That was a 45-minute drive. I did that drive there and back for maybe 4 or 5 days out of the week.
Yeah.
Like, when I love you, I go above and beyond. And so if I don't receive that back, like, I would never ask you to pause on, like, I would never ask you to pause your feelings. So I need that back. So.
Right. Yeah.
It is what it is.
I just think that he's not at a place where he feels like he could make that like sacrifice for his life. Like, he doesn't want to sacrifice.
That's exactly what it is.
And then the thing is like, you're going to have to sacrifice a few things. You could still work hard and be successful, but also still have a relationship and sacrifice a few things.
Exactly.
It's all possible. It's just like, maybe he has this like anxiety. Maybe it's like
it's fear-based for sure.
It's fear-based. Yeah. Where it's like, I have to like do everything and be in everything and do all the things, like, because I'm gonna like fall off or lose it. But it's like, you could say no to some things. You could still, but even not even saying no, you could still make time.
Yes,
you could do it. You could do it all. So yeah, and I just think that I think it's nothing to do with you. It's just everything to do with him. Yeah. So, because if I was Isaac, I'd date you.
Oh, thank you.
So
appreciate it.
If I was Isaac, I'd date you. Isaac's probably like, okay, crazy. Anyways, any last words? I could keep talking forever because I just miss you.
I know, I miss
and I like
you
never
too.
see you anymore.
I know. No one, just so crazy. No one ever sees me.
To be fair, no one ever sees me too, unless they're recording with me.
Whenever I go places, they're like, I never see you, and I'm like, I know, no one sees me.
Yeah.
And so if I don't see you, please do not be offended. I genuinely, if I'm not working, I'm sleeping. It's the truth.
I think everyone's on that time. I think that's just like called being an adult. And like, I think at this time in our lives and careers, people are just like
this is the time. Like, this is the time.
You don't have time to just be with friends all the time. You know, like that's a blessing to be able to do that.
That is factual. You know? We don't have time to be friends all the time. Thank God I work with one of my closest friends.
I mean, thank God with BGT, I do this with friends. This is how I see most of my friends. 100%. It's like, I know. It's like
two birds, one stone. Child.
Like literally, you know.
Have you listened to Beyonce's country album?
Yes, I fucking love it.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's not my favorite album, but I think it's like one of the top. Yeah.
I haven't listened to it all the way through. There are some songs I've heard on like TikTok and stuff, and I'm like, yo, these ballers vibes, it give me these harmonies. Yeah. She said, I'ma sing. Y'all niggas said I can't sing. I'ma show you what this throat
and it's just like, it's so creative.
Yes.
Like, to be able to just step into a different genre and make it so effortlessly yours.
Yeah.
It's like I don't think
the
people
Blackbird
realize,
song.
Yeah. Like, I don't think people realize like that not a lot of people could do that, you know? And so to like really do
Blackbird
that
singing the dirt
I know. I mean, I do really love the Beatles, but I do love like the meaning of that song and it
100%.
I was watching this thing and this girl like pretty much broke down like just everything about the album and like the how everything was in order, the meaning, like all that stuff, and I was just like, this shit's fucking deep.
Yeah.
So
Blackbird is a beautiful,
powerful I just think it's so creative.
100%.
And like, you know, I'm not into country, but I could recognize when something is.
It's so funny. My favorite song was the rap song.
Yeah, Spaghetti.
Yes.
Brian too. Brian's is like.
I was like, yo.
Yeah, mine is Levi Jeans, Jolene, Riverdance.
Riverdance is fire.
Yeah, Yaga is cool too.
Yeah,
like I feel like Yaga would be dope, like to see live.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I like this one better than the first Renaissance album.
Interesting.
I like the first one, but I just felt like I wasn't like that obsessed with it. Like I liked it, but I wasn't like, I don't know. But this one, I'm like, damn, this is good.
Yeah, I love you. I'm also on just celebrity Hollywood conspiracy theory TikTok. I'm on that side of TikTok too. So
what are some conspiracies?
Girl, there's so many.
Because I want to talk about more pop culture on here, so let's do it.
Oh my gosh, I am pop culture queen. I love pop culture.
Me too.
Yo, if we can just have one segment with just, I will come back. If you have just one segment, not even. If we have an episode and just have a list of pop culture, I'll have something to say. I have so much to say and no one to say it to.
Me too. That's why I'm like, I kind of want to like still keep the obviously dating a relationship on this. 100%. But I'm like, I really want to start like leaning a little bit into like the pop culture. That's why I've had like people on reality TV, like try to like just slowly get there.
And babes, I'll be here every second week of the month. Talk pop culture with you.
What are your conspiracy? I want to hear.
I don't want to get canceled, but for Beyonce, for example.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm obviously a Christian girly, so when it gets to like,
oh, you're talking about like the whole devil thing.
No, she's very new. Not even. It's very like the ancestors. And, you know, very woo woo and. Like, I don't know. So I'm just like,
you're on that side of TikTok.
I'm on that side of TikTok, girl.
I'm there too.
Like,
I've seen some weird shit.
Even on her website, it's just like I even sent a screenshot to my friend. Oh, okay, this was a big one. So on her song, one of the songs on the first Renaissance album, she samples a lot of tracks. So on the original sample of one of the tracks, it's talking about like Lucifer coming to like, it's weird. Like the original track talks about like Lucifer and how there's like a secret society, like literally. Dang. And I listened to it and I was like, yo. But Beyonce obviously didn't have the words, but then that specific part like, of the song was so, and I was just like.
Sometimes I think like, dude, does she play into it because she knows that people think this, so she kind of like.
That's the thing. I don't. That's, you know, this is the thing.
Like to make it more like, I mean, if we're gonna think like marketing and like just because I feel like something about Beyonce and like the Carters and Jay-Z's, like as much as I love them, you know, like there's a lot of like want and need for power. And so I always think that like,
but then that's in it too. Like, you know, what they always talk about, like a part of that, whatever some conspiracies say that it's kind of like this entity that says, yo, I'll give you, I don't know. Have you ever watched The House of Usher?
No.
The Falling of the Falling of the House.
Any
So good. It's basically about like these people who are the devil basically comes to them. The devil is not like a scary devil. She's like a woman. Right. She comes to them and she's like, hey, I will give you all the wealth in the like that you've ever wanted, but you won't. You can't have a bloodline. And if you do have a bloodline, they will all die. Mm-hmm. And so they have a bloodline. It's just the story is basically about how the bloodline dies, but they're very wealthy. So that kind of plays into like how like this world of, you know, you have like an entity comes to you and it's like, hey, we'll give you all the power and wealth and everything in the world, but you have to like serve. So
you have to do this,
and do yeah. And so it's just like those subliminal things kind of play into that idea. I don't know. I'm just a big conspiracy girly.
Yeah. No, it's
so
fun.
I just think it's so interesting.
Yeah.
And so yeah, just hearing that small thing about the Lucifer song, I'm like, yo, this like
that's kind of scary. Especially when it's like you're showing receipts and you're like, wait, this is like
like an actual. The girl was like, the girl that made the TikTok was like, yo, I'm not really a conspiracy girl, but when I heard this, I will play it for you after the pod. You'll be like, what?
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. So. We should definitely do a pop culture episode. I've got a lot to say about J. Cole. I've got a lot to say about Kendrick.
Oh, like the whole rap battle situation?
Yeah, girl.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So when I come back next time, our next episode.
Yeah, comment below if you guys have made it this far in the episode. Comment below on YouTube.
We're like 3 hours in.
It's an hour and a half. But people, I mean, like, I think people like the longer episodes.
Yeah, because when you're at work, I'm the kind of girl when you're at work, especially if you have a desk job.
Yeah.
I hate 45-minute episodes because I'm like, this is only going to take me through my lunch break.
Right. Yeah. No, like Nina too is just like, sometimes your episodes just like go short and I'm just like, I want more. And I'm like, you know, so.
Yeah, well, thank God you have a long catalog, girl.
I know. Just go if you want to keep hearing me talk. There's more episodes, but yeah, if you guys want like more pop culture stuff, like feel free to comment below.
I will come here with conspiracies that we can talk about.
I'm down. I'm always down to talk about like just I think like how the media is like. I feel like I'm so fascinated with that.
Oh, 100%. And like a lot of that, like, you know, when I'm just. All these girls, like, what's that girl? That new black girl. She's a rapper.
Tyler.
No, Tyler. It's for. So I saw. Do you know Tokyo Tony, Black China's mom? She had again. I'm on conspiracy TikTok. She had an interview where she was saying that she feels like Tyler's a plant. And like an implant into the system. She was like, "What girl do you know that came into the industry out of nowhere, and all of a sudden just won a Grammy on like her first hit?"
That's what I'm saying. It's because because people put money behind.
But she's saying it's not money. It's the
woo woo. Mm-hmm. I think it's money. I just think that like people. I mean, look at her. Like she's fucking beautiful. She could sing. She can dance. Like there's a whole like there's like a star factor to her.
Oh, 100. And that's
so
the thing.
Like people will invest fucking money and they'll shove like. And that's how I feel about Billie Eilish. Like remember like
I love
when Billie Eilish, but she was just shoved in our faces too. Like I feel like when they back you up with funds and a budget, like.
But I hate what people are saying about her, like how. I think people are first of all sick. How people are just like, oh, she just looks 22. She looks so. I'm just like. Because she is young. Yeah. Like, and we've kind of been there's some girlies out here, some of these rap and singing girlies that they're 26, but they look like they're 35. Like they've just and nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. So you look how you want to look, but it's one thing to say that, but don't say a girl that looks 22 when a girl actually looks 22.
Right, when she's looking her
age. Now she looks like a child. No, like she just looks how she's supposed to look. Maybe we just have a perception of how, you know.
Well, because also like in like what's happening right now is like in our generation we had like that awkward stage, right? We had like the Limited 2. We had like fucking Justice. You had like those tween like styles, you know,
right?
And like that's being skipped over. You're going from child to now like you get a 12-year-old with a full beat face.
100%.
Like you get like fucking 9-year-olds now with the skincare routine. We have no
progression,
right?
My 11-year-old daughter at church. Not real daughter, but I call my daughter. I was like, "What do you want for Christmas?" She was like, "Skincare." I was like, "For what? You are 11.
Just moisturize, girl."
She wanted like $50 skincare.
I was like,
girl,
yeah, I was like, it's not good for you. Just get some some
mix
lip
water.
gloss.
I'm gonna mix water and Vaseline and be like, here, this is the new thing out here, girl.
Right, exactly.
Get your
but
life.
It's like the thing, because I like even see online with just like 10-year-olds being get ready with me and like their skincare routine. They talk about the school gossip. Sometimes they're tea though.
No,
I like
listen.
Sometimes they be tea.
I was gonna say, hold
tea.
on now, because I've been tuned in. I've been tuned in
too. I'm like,
that little blush. Like, especially the girlies that be getting ready for church. They got church tea. That's the best. The church tea.
And they're like so young.
I know the kids are so small so they can get in the crevices and no one realizes they're there. So they have all the tea.
And I'm like, damn.
Yup. Here for it.
Right.
Here for it.
You're like, damn. Like,
but I like that it's also like school. It's real like school tea. It's not like Euphoria
and
tea.
It's like, and it's like so innocent.
It's so innocent. And I'm just like, girls.
We're like, but it's still so much tea.
I'm on that side of TikTok too. Love it. I love my girlies.
Yeah, there's no like awkward tween. They just turn into adults. So like when someone looks their age, it's like, whoa, like that's,
And
but then also we have our generation that like people are like, oh my god, you look so young.
Yes, people say I look like a child.
Right, like people. I remember I had Cassie from Love Island. She's 23, and I told her I was 33. She's like, oh my god, you like look so good. I'm like, I just look my age, but like I don't understand.
I think the girlies get the fillers and then the this and the that, and they take
and
it
now they're like,
and
we look the same age because they're like, as
it's just
catching up.
Did you watch HBO, the Nickelodeon?
Yes, Quiet on Set. I know.
I know we're going so long.
I don't even care. But this is the pop culture segment.
Yo, first of all, I feel so bad for even watching Nickelodeon now that I know that those kids were going through that. I know we didn't know, but I'm just like, dang.
Right. No, like, I mean, for a while, I've been on like the Dan Schneider binge because like on YouTube, there's a lot of deep dives.
Really?
So like ahead of time, I was already kind of like fully aware it was happening. But I was like, it was still very shocking because I didn't know the whole Drake Bell thing. I just like, and just like seeing more of the stars like talking about it. Because at first it was like, oh, this is like alleged. But then like now I feel like so much more people like coming forward. It's like, damn, like so fucked up. And
it's so crazy. And I feel so like and I feel bad for them because one, I commend them so much for saying their truth now to help others avoid going through that. I do think there's just something in the air about the truth coming out. Like, I feel like Cat Williams said it. Right. Like, the truth, Cat Williams was like, this year, the truth is going to come out. And I'm just seeing that from so many different, with the Diddy situation and that. Right. Like, there's just so many things that are coming to the surface. And I think it's so important for that to happen so we don't repeat this cycle.
1,000%.
Because those kids didn't know better. Their parents didn't know better. It was also terrifying because it's sad and terrifying that you love something so much and people take advantage of you because of something you love and you don't know any better. All you know is that if you don't do what these people say, the thing that you love you can no longer do anymore.
Because it's like it's connected to this trauma.
Yeah, and there's just all these child actresses that just look and are just going through like
Amanda Bynes, like how she was like the most like I mean she was a talented young girl, very successful, and to see her, like
the press and I'm just like the parents, but just
even
and
like
the
look at Britney Spears, like
all
those like people that were like famous back in the day, especially the ones that were like stars. Most of them, because I know Hillary Duff is kind of still is fine, it seems, but like you see, I mean, just even that, just like a lot of the times the way that like media would put down women and just like it just
like the things they did to those women in the writers' room.
Yeah,
I'm just like you guys are disgusting.
So fucked up. Oh. So yeah, that's why I'm like, when I have a kid,
would you let them be in entertainment?
I would have them like obviously do like some theater stuff, take some classes, maybe like use our fucking video camera to shoot some content, but like as far as like going into entertainment like that, I don't think I could do it.
Yeah. What if like,
unless they were like,
unless
they vocalized it. Oh, okay. Unless they like, I'm not gonna be that parent. It's like before they talk, they're on like fucking TV, and I'm like trying to like push them to be famous, you know? Like unless they're like, I really want this, then you know, I'll make sure to like, I'll do what I could do to make my kids happy, obviously. Right. But like as soon as they're like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, okay, fine, we don't need to, you know? So, you know, it's scary.
It is extremely, and you have to, I now understand helicopter parents who do it the right way, because there are helicopter parents who are just more making their children live the dream that they had.
Right.
But there's also helicopter parents like, no, you want me to be in the green room? No, babe, I'm going to be on set with my kid. This is my child. If you want my child to be here, you will see where you see my child. But then the way that guy kind of pushed out the dad.
Yeah, like manipulated too. That's like scary, because that's like, oh, like that's.
Like how, and the poor dad was just like, what, in that situation, I was put between a rock and a hard place.
Fucked up. I'm just hoping, at least with, like, obviously there's always gonna be pedophiles and bad people, but like I think hopefully with the conversations happening now, like
the laws will happen.
And there'll be like more protection, and obviously more people talking about it and being more aware.
The fact that there's no legal protection for kids is wild,
crazy.
And the Nickelodeon, to me, let me not say because we're gonna one day, but to me it was kind of cowardly to just have a statement and not take ownership.
Right?
Like. For me, it's like reasons. I mean, yeah, you can't. There's so many business layers to it where you can't own anything. But I'm just like, these are people's lives.
At least pay for their fucking therapy.
Like, these are lives.
Right.
Like, you should have an on-site therapist. Like, and like a mandatory check-in that you have to do with a licensed therapist that is not hired by the company, but is hired by a third party. So they don't have a dog in the fight, that are literally there to protect the kids. And if obviously the business doesn't do it, you as a parent should have that in place to make sure, like, if your child can't speak to the parent and they can't speak to the people at work, there's a third party there that they can speak to and trust to, you know, intervene. Right. But it's a scary. We live in a scary world.
Yeah, I think the next like thing that will be kind of exposed with like child stars are gonna be the family vlogs.
The what?
The family vlogs.
Oh yeah,
that's a whole thing too. It's like, because like you know, you have Hollywood, right? That has like, they barely even have like laws in place. Mm-hmm. But imagine now like making your own content. Yeah, there's no laws for that anymore.
There's documentaries on that too, of how the woman was like taking advantage of her kids, like having them. Yeah, there's so many documentaries on.
There's so many different family vlogs, like, and just, you know, like, that are really.
You cannot tell me your kids want to be on camera 24/7. No.
I mean, when I was a kid, I did, but like.
But that was voluntary. Like
voluntarily. My parents were not recording me. I was like.
When your parents are in charge of the content, right? Like, it's different when a kid is like just playing the piano and you're recording them. Like, that's right. They're doing something they enjoy doing. But when you're like, hey, this is like, have a scripted thing for your kids to do, like, this is the time to do this, this is the time to do that, and you're just doing it as a parent, like,
all the time. Girl. And like, and then also, you know, there's no really, and they're making money off of it. Like, they're making money off of like their
moment
kids.
that the kid stops doing these videos, then that's the end of the money for them.
For sure.
Like, your kid should not be your primary source of income. I'm so sorry.
No.
They should never, because then you'll be put in a position to have to make your kid do what they do. They should never be your primary source of income. If anything, the money that they make should go towards their college fund. So at the moment that they stop, that's their prerogative.
Right. But, you know, that doesn't always happen. So, yeah, it like, for sure. Family, there needs to be like a really breakdown of all the family vlogs, like
expose them.
But once the kids are older, they're gonna like expose. You know, I'm sure there's gonna be something where they like really talk about it and like all that trauma. So, yeah, it's tough. I feel like with kids, it's tricky because it's, you know,
gotta pray for your kids. Pray
right.
For your kids.
So for mine, I feel like I know I'm gonna have like theatrical kids just because it's
their mother.
It's in the blood. It's in the blood. But like, I'm just like, you know, put them in theater and acting lessons and like singing lessons or whatever, like something to still like, you know, use and have an outlet to do that and to like express themselves, but to, you know, to make money is a different thing.
Money,
you know,
makes things
so
tricky.
Unless they're like, I really, really want to.
Yeah.
Whatever,
I want to compete. I want to compete.
Yeah.
Like dancing on a broken foot is wild to me.
Crazy.
But
yeah, anyways. Plug yourself.
Hi, it's me. Hey, it's me. Hi. Is that Taylor Swift song? Hi, I'm the girl, it's me.
Hi, it's me. I'm the problem, it's me.
Oh, I might be the problem.
I don't know. I'm not a Swiftie.
As HK says, maybe you are the trash.
Maybe you're the trash.
J.Clarke _ on Instagram. Follow me.
And then follow me, Stefanie Maegan, or go to BrokeupTherapy.com. All that shit is there. Okay, love you guys.
Bye.
Bye. That was like almost 2 hours. Broke Therapy.